Hello, everybody. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my movie series, Nails in a Coffin. Last week, we discussed Silent Night, Deadly Night, and this week, we're going to discuss Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Billy died at the end of the first Silent Night, Deadly Night. Well, now his little brother Ricky is taken over as the killer. Funny thing is that the last name of Billy in the first movie was Chapman. Now his little brother Ricky is known as Ricky Caldwell. The only thing I think is Caldwell is the name of the family that adopted him, and he just kept that nomenclature for the later on movies in the series that had Ricky in it. And if you've seen this movie, you will know that the first 40 minutes is pretty much a recap of Silent Night, Deadly Night, of all the main events and the murders in it. Well, we're going to skip over all that and jump right into the first official kill that Ricky performs in Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. So sit back, relax, I hope you enjoy it, and let's get to Nails in the Coffin. Our first on-screen kill happens at 48 minutes in, and it's this scumbag named Eddie who is trying to sexually assault this woman. Ricky's there, sees it. He has flashbacks to when his parents were killed and his mom was assaulted, which doesn't make sense because he was an infant, so it's like he's having the flashbacks that Billy had. And this happens throughout the movie, and it's kind of weird. Anyway, Eddie tries to sexually assault his date. She's not having it. He goes to his Jeep to go pick up a beer, checks the car, stands in front of the car, and next thing we know, Ricky's in the driver's seat, puts the Jeep into gear, and drives over him, backing up and forth a bunch of times, killing him. Since Eddie was killed because he was sexually assaulting someone and Ricky was going to kill all those who are naughty, and the fact that he was standing in front of a car, he saw Ricky sitting in it, start the car, and just kind of froze and had a dumb look on his face, I'm giving Eddie one nail in the coffin because if he wasn't doing the dumb stuff that he was doing, he may have survived and not been killed. So Eddie, you scumbag, you're only going to get one nail in the coffin. Our next on-screen kill happens at 53 minutes in, and it is this debt collector named Rocco. He's shaking down somebody in an alleyway behind somewhere where Ricky is working. Ricky sees this. He doesn't like the way Rocco is acting, beating up the person who owes money to somebody. So Rocco's walking away, and he bumps into Ricky, has some smart words to say to Ricky, tell him to get out of his place. Well, Ricky doesn't like this, picks him up and throws him into some trash, then picks him up with one arm, holding him up. Rocco tries punching him, but Ricky apparently has superhuman powers because he just shrugs this off. Picks up an umbrella he sees in a trash can next to him, takes the umbrella and sticks it through Rocco's gut, going all the way through him, and the umbrella opens up in a real cool scene. And Rocco's lying there dead with blood all over the umbrella, and it starts to rain. Rocco, you were kind of stupid. You had the use of both arms. You did try punching Ricky, but you didn't try and block the umbrella or anything. You could have put your thumbs in his eyes. You could have done something. If you're shaking down somebody for money, obviously you have some type of fighting skills. You have some type of defense mechanism, I would hope. But no, Rocco, you just let Ricky stab that umbrella all the way through you, and all you did was punch him a couple times. So I'm only going to give you one nail in the coffin because I don't think you deserve anything else. So, Rocco, you're only going to get one nail. Our next kill on screen is an hour and 4 minutes in. It's this theater douche who's talking to his buddy in the screen, and he's kind of making dumb comments, making fun of the stupid decisions that people do in movies.
The guy's gonna go down into the basement without a flashlight. Oh, stupid.
Anyways, he's killed off screen. We just see him go whisper to the buddy next to him, but Ricky's there, and then we just see a little bit of a commotion going on with some fists flying. We don't actually see him get killed, so I'm not gonna rate the theater guy's death because we really don't see what fully happens to him. This takes us to our next death at an hour and 6 minutes in, and it is Ricky's girlfriend's ex-boyfriend named Chip. And this guy totally looks like a Chip, looks like a douchebag. So Chip gets killed in an hour and 6 minutes in. He's having a back and forth with Ricky, telling Ricky about how he used to do all this stuff with his ex-girlfriend. Well, he pushes Ricky a little bit too far. Ricky grabs him by the throat, takes the jumper cables that Chip was charging his car battery, sticks the positive end into Chip's mouth, turns on the battery charger, and Chip's eyes explode and he dies. Chip really didn't do anything. Now, Ricky did have one hand around Chip's throat, and you can see Chip's hand on his hand, but his other arm was free and he didn't do anything with it. He could have used the other arm to try and stop Ricky from putting the jumper cable in there, or, could have clawed his face or tried punching him, but he didn't do anything with his other arm. He forgot he had it. So for being some dumb decision like that, Chip, and probably because your name is Chip, no offense to other Chips out there, for your dumb decisions, again, you're only going to get one nail in the coffin for letting Ricky kill you like that. Right after Chip dies, Ricky's girlfriend, Jennifer, Chip's ex-girlfriend, is there, and she freaks out when she sees Ricky kill Chip. She's yelling at him, tells you, I hate you, how could you? And then she sees Ricky say, punish! And Jennifer freaks out, goes, uh-oh, and goes to run away, but she doesn't really even run or sprint. She kind of does this little jog. So Ricky just grabs the antenna off of Chip's car, wraps it around Jennifer's throat, and chokes her to death, strangling her and killing her. Jennifer, you could have ran faster. You could have sprinted after you saw what Ricky did. You saw him kill somebody, and you just stood there to yell at him. You didn't run, go get help, or anything. And when you saw Ricky come after you, you just kind of did this. You didn't even really sprint or run away. You kind of did a trot to go get away from him. But I'm not going to take too many points off for you, Jennifer, so I'm going to give you 2 nails in a coffin for being strangled with the car antenna by Ricky. As I said, a lot of these kills are happening in quick succession. There's this security/police officer who sees Ricky kill Chip and Jennifer. He gets out of his car with his gun. Again, the way law enforcement officers are written in this movie and the previous one, Silent Night, Deadly Night, they're written very, very poorly. So this poor excuse for a security/police officer has his gun on Ricky. It has some real dumb stuff to say. Ricky obviously is not intimidated or scared in any way. Has the gun pointed directly at Ricky's face, takes his handcuffs out, and before he can do anything, Ricky just grabs the gun, turns it around, and the cop pretty much shoots himself in the head. Ricky didn't really pull the trigger. The cop had his finger on the trigger, but Ricky grabbed the gun, turned it around on him, and made the cop shoot himself in the head. I think you'll agree with me on this kill. This lame excuse for any type of law enforcement officer is pretty horrible. He looked like he never really had any training. All the training he had was from the movies. Written very, very poorly. And when that happens, you know you're not going to get nailed. So this sorry police officer is only going to get 1 nail in the coffin. Our next kill, it's 1 hour and 9 minutes in. Now, people have heard some of this commotion going on outside with Ricky killing Chip, Jennifer, and there was a gunshot when Ricky had the cop shoot himself. So there's one guy, he hears all this noise. He's wearing a football jersey. Looks like he's got a beer in his hand. He walks outside his house saying, hey, what's all this noise going on? Well, before he can really do anything, Ricky uses the gun that he took from the police officer and shoots him really fast, killing him. Guy really had no time to react. He went outside when he heard a noise. He may or may not have known it was a gunshot. So I'm not going to really take any points off of him. He just, went outside to go see what was going on, and he was innocently killed by Ricky. So for the young gentleman wearing the football jersey, you're going to get 3 nails in the coffin. We all knew I'd get to this one. So if you have seen Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, even if you haven't seen Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, most horror fans know this next scene because it is infamous in horror history as one of the funniest, most ridiculous murders in a horror movie. We all know what time it is and what day it is. It is garbage day. So this young guy, he's taking trash can out with the metal trash can, sees Ricky. Ricky says his famous line,
Garbage day!
Huh? No! Oh no! Oh yeah!
The guy says, uh-oh, pulls the trash can up to at least try and block the bullet, and Ricky shoots him, killing him. Garbage Day, since you're such a victim of circumstance and you're part of such an iconic moment in horror history, Garbage Day, you're getting 3 nails in the coffin. Like I said, the murders are happening in a very quick succession. So less than a minute or a minute right after Garbage Day, Ricky is standing in the middle of the street. He still has his gun on him with a couple of bullets left. There's this red small hatchback car coming towards him. Ricky starts shooting at him. The car really doesn't veer until, to the very end, right before he would almost hit Ricky. A couple bullets hit the windshield, hits the front radiator of the car. You see that. And the excellent stunt work, I would say, because this car barely hit the stuntman in the middle of the road. So take a look at it, and it's pretty well done. He just barely missed him. It's an interesting scene. But for the young gentleman or person driving this red hatchback car, I'm going to give you 2 nails in a coffin. You were being shot at. You really didn't swerve too much, and you swerved at the end to not hit Ricky. Me personally, I would have tried to at least run the guy over. Since he's trying to kill me, I'm going to go kill him. So for the gentleman driving the small red car, I'm giving you 2 nails in the coffin. Our next 2 kills are off screen, so I'm not going to be able to rate them. But no, at an hour and 13 minutes in, Dr. Bloom, who has been interviewing Ricky this entire time, after all these murders happen that we see on screen, well, we see Ricky talking to him, and Dr. Bloom has been strangled by Ricky. We don't see how it fully occurred, so I'm not going to be able to rate it. A few minutes later, we see Ricky in a Santa Claus outfit making a phone call at a payphone. And then we see the Santa Claus who is working at the Salvation Army murdered by Ricky. We just see him slumped by the phone booth. Again, we didn't see the kill on screen. We don't know how he was killed or what Ricky did, so we're not going to be able to rate it. I will be able to rate the last kill in the movie, and it is Mother Superior, same Mother Superior from Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 1. It happens at an hour and 22 minutes in. Ricky is stalking her in the house. She's in a wheelchair because she had a stroke from the events that happened at the end of the first Silent Night, Deadly Night. And apparently the makers of Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 have no idea what a stroke victim should look like. She has this large, gross tumor on her face, and that's not a stroke victim. But anyways, Ricky is stalking her in the house that she's in. She's in the wheelchair trying to get away. So at least she's trying to get away with him. But she is stupidly taunting him, telling him, "You're very, very naughty.
You are being very, very naughty."
Well, obviously this is not going to have a good effect on Billy. He pulls up his axe, swings it down on her. We don't see the actual kill shot, but we do know that he did decapitate her. The actual kill shot was off screen, but since it's the last kill in the movie, I'm going to give it a rating of 2 nails in the coffin, even though it wasn't really clear what happened. And I got to take some points off of Mother Superior for actually continuing to taunt Ricky, who is stalking her with an axe in his hands. Now, she was smart enough to try and get away, but she was still taunting him, and you can argue that was pretty stupid of her. So Mother Superior, last kill in Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2, you're going to get 2 nails in the coffin. Billy is shot by the cops at the very end of the movie, but since he returns in Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3, better watch out. He's not dead, even though he's got this weird dome on his head with his brain exposed. And Ricky is now played by Bill Moseley in Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3. But since he didn't die, I'm not going to be able to rate Ricky. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do appreciate you watching. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Next week, I am not going to talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3, but I am going to talk about one of my all-time favorite horror movies, one of my all-time favorite movies, 1974's Black Christmas, starring Olivia Hussey. I love this movie. My review may be a little bit longer on it, other than just rating the kills, because I just love this movie so much. It's so special to me. So stand by for that next week when we talk about Black Christmas, and that video will be out on Christmas Eve. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're safe and happy during the holidays, whatever you're celebrating. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next week. I'm your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.